how much you think it's?
It's not just Nordic to me. It's even more.
I mean, it is, but I see what you're saying.
It's mixed. No, it's like mixed. It's like almost there's guns in it too.
Okay,
it looks
yes,
like there's laser battles.
Yeah, it's like a fantasy Nordic with, I'm sure, like magic or something exists in the world. I don't know. You think it's only like one map right now or something, or like what do you think?
I mean, I would assume it's just one big map at the moment.
Well, hopefully they'll add on to it as early access.
And it's also like Fortnite. Like you're building forts.
Yeah. No, I get it. That's
like
building,
like in a very similar way.
Like in the OG Fortnite is what you're thinking as well. Like more that than Battle Royale.
Well, like you're building walls.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, that's how the OG one
shelter
was for survival. My whole thing is like, I don't know. Can you make a game have enough in it to really keep it going through the early access and on? I mean, I don't know. I guess these developers have been known to, put out tons of stuff.
I mean, this is more, in the direction of what, games have been going, which is like the player really matters in the
development
the
cycle.
Experience.
Well, the development cycle too, because like what their input is, will I guess direct what.
But like also the players are being given the freedom to build things within the world, and then like that's influencing the way that people play with each other.
Yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean, it's just there's a lot of stuff that could be in this game that you're right is more player based creations. I don't know. Yeah.
Like for instance, if you have a team who just decides like, all right, beginning of the month, we just start building a base. We have constant security on that base. We build it as big as we can, turrets, whatever the hell you can do, until like there's no room for anyone else in the map to kind of challenge you.
Yeah.
Right? And you have like a really tight team of people who go in shifts and they play in shifts, and there's never a day where you have like a hole in your defense or anything.
Yeah, I like that. That's interesting. I don't know if that's the case. That sounds fucking awesome, and that's actually a very unique game. Because when I first saw this, I'm like, "Oh, is this just another like build-based tower defense survival game?" It's not. It looks like it's a lot more. There's mounts in there as well. A lot of stuff to delve into on this. What do you think?
It looks cool. I can't wait to give it a try. We have a lot to play. We're trying to get back into No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Which we'll talk more about next week.
What's that game you keep trying to get me to play?
Madden?
No, it's one of those games that's like a big open world. You build stuff.
I don't know.
We've been meaning to play it for like a year now.
Oh, this fucking... You're talking about with the ships and shit?
Yeah.
It is Worlds Adrift, which we still have yet to play. One of these days. Yeah. Anyway, all right, we'll move on from there. But pretty much, that's just what I wanted to touch on. I think that looks like an exciting thing. Maybe I'll pick it up sometime soon and check it out. Okay, let's head for the next section. Streaming.
Yeah, this is a section that I want to get your take, because I feel like we're both like from the same generation. This section is called
Streaming versus Physical Gaming. And do you mean like I punch the shit out of you and therefore it's a physical game versus on
no.
So okay.
Have you heard about Xbox's new, or well, Microsoft's new Xbox console they're coming out with?
Are you saying that it's going to finally be like what they wanted the Xbox One to be?
Xbox One.
Yeah, when they flip.
Yeah, what is it called? The Spectre?
There's nicknames for it. They haven't officially released it yet, what the name would be.
I don't know if I'm right or not.
Yeah, you're probably
I think
not.
That's the name.
But so you're saying it's a streaming machine, almost very similar to the Steam machine.
Yes. Well, Steam Link still runs from your computer, but this will run
machines.
from.
You remember they came out with those like console Steam machines, Alienware made them. They had a whole bunch of them. It was not really a field venture, but it was kind of a field venture.
Gotcha. So basically, you would have the streaming machine that. I think it would be cheaper, right? I mean, you'd assume...
Dude, you think Microsoft's going to release a fucking new system and be cheaper? Well, I will say the Xbox One was super high at first. It was $500 fucking bucks.
Well, I did hear somebody said, I think. I mean, this is...
You think somebody said something?
I could have dreamt of this.
What the fuck?
They said that the streaming machine would be more expensive, but you'd save more because of... the games would be cheaper or something.
But if there's sales in the games like Steam does, then yeah, for sure I can see that. But Xbox and PlayStation, they have sales. They've started getting more into that over the last couple of years, but it's not to the same level that Steam has their big fucking seasonal sales.
Yeah. Well, either way, that's
I'm okay with it.
big.
I like if it means that what you just said, or it's a new console, you're going to have to pay for it, whatever. It's going to fucking be pricey, especially right out of the gate. But if it allows you to partake in more things, more sales, you never have to really worry about not cross-platform. I mean, that would be great too to not have to worry about that. But you never have to worry about backwards compatibility because all the games are digital. Like Steam, you never have to worry about backwards compatibility with any game you've ever bought on Steam because if the hardware can play it before, it can play it now.
That's true. You actually have a really good point. If one console can pin down this streaming model where you can like efficiently and accurately play games online through a streaming device,
right?
Then they might be able to really be like the most successful in that field if they can start doing it and doing it well.
And the thing is, what you need a lot of space on the hard drive. I mean, sure, you can uninstall, reinstall games on the fly, on Steam.
No, it would be streaming.
Sorry. Fuck, yeah, we're talking about streaming. Goddamn, you're going to need fast fucking internet to stream that shit. I thought you were just talking about how Steam is like you download it to the console.
Well, it kind of depends on the infrastructure of the company who's making the service because their servers can be super zippy and you just have to have good internet.
Fucking use the word zippy?
I said zippy.
I know what you're talking about. By the way, you know that Amazon is one of the biggest server hosting companies in the world.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Well, yeah, I mean, which is crazy. They started off selling books in the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, and then now they are. I mean, that's what they do. They any like companies that need to host servers on, they host them on Amazon. But Amazon has the capability to, at certain times throughout the year when they know they're going to be busy, like for example Black Friday, they can take back that server power for themselves when they need it.
Well,
but hosting and renting servers from, there's a couple of different people that do it. I know Amazon's one of them. Maybe Google and Facebook.
I think Google does a lot of it too.
But yeah, it's interesting.
Well, here's what I'm going to get at here, and I think this is what I actually meant to correlate. Much like Game Pass, you'll just pay a flat fee to play certain games, and I think certain companies will have their own streaming apps. For instance, you'll pay whatever you pay per month or per year for the Microsoft, whether it's Game Pass or Games with Gold or whatever it is, that gives you like a Netflix style amount of games to play. And then I think companies like EA and Bethesda and ID and whatever, everyone down the line.
They call it id. Why do you always call it ID?
Sorry. Adult Swim Games, whatever. There's going to be an indie channel. Someone's going to have you pay. You're going to be paying $10 a month
to like 6 different streaming services, which essentially means like one game a month. If you're going to buy that, then it makes sense. But what makes me upset about this is when you cancel a subscription, all these are going to follow the same model they have been, which is you lose all those games. So you don't actually. So what if I say I get laid off and I'm like, fuck, okay, I have to cancel these for the next couple months while I'm looking for a job.
Yeah.
But at least I in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands, so I'm looking for fucking jobs. So I want to play some gaming. Well, no, you're fucked. You can't do that.
Well, hopefully they still give you the option of buying.
When I got laid off a couple years ago, besides like being fucking depressed and having to look for jobs all day, I'd be like, okay, I'm relaxing, I'm rewinding after a fucking day of looking for jobs, which is stressful. And then I would go play video games with some friends. And it was a great thing to do that was inexpensive because I already owned these games. And it kept me from going out, but I still had to have that. I still got that social experience as playing games online with people. So it actually helped me through that time. So I don't know, is it that? Well, got a little personal there, but it makes sense. Like I kind of want to be able to have at least some of these I don't know. You're never going to do that because the marketing model for it never allows you to keep games after you unsubscribe. Yeah,
but okay. So what if you end up in a position where you have to stop paying for Netflix?
I mean,
you have nothing to watch?
Well, I have my old shit I can watch.
Right.
I mean, there's other things.
Do you find yourself in the same position?
Yeah, I mean the thing about Netflix, they allow you to have up to 4, if you pay this whatever upgrade, you can have up to like 4 accounts on there. So that's why one of those 4 people is always going to be paying, if need be. You know what I mean? Well, so maybe if they do it like that, oh man, can you imagine if they did it like that? These streaming services allowed you and I to both be on the same account.
I mean, that would be nice. I don't know if that would be possible
I mean, if it's possible on Netflix, why can't it be possible for that?
I feel like they always have a bigger lockdown on gaming.
I mean, they do. They fucking do because it costs. I mean, think about it. It costs more to buy games and make games than it does movies, and longer time.
Yeah,
development time.
Sure.
You know I mean, so I get it, but
the other side of this coin that I was going to get to was, one, do you think that they'll still give you the option? Because like right now, there's Netflix, but there are plenty of services that still allow you to buy digital versions of almost everything that you can find.
Of course.
And then B.
So maybe they'll be that big one. Well, that's fucking Steam, isn't it?
Well, yeah, essentially. And that was gonna be my next point. I'm building a huge library on Steam. If there's ever a time where I can't pay for a service or a streaming service, ends up like going under or whatever.
You have your Steam library.
I have a gigantic Steam library. Aside from the fact that I have a ton of physical games.
Are you trying to body shame that fucking that library? Jesus.
I don't body shame my library, but I have a huge library.
Is it body shaming if you're talking about your penis and you say huge?
Yeah, why not? Your penis is still
we'll move on. Penis is not a person, although it can make a person.
That's true. That's true.
And yeah, that's words of wisdom from your buddy Ryan.
All right. Next segment.
Back to the basics.
So I want to talk about the 3DS.
Yeah. You can talk about it all you fucking want. I have a 3DS. I bought the 3DS in college on a Black Friday deal. I just happened to go to GameStop and they had it. What it was the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3DS. So it's black with like the Triforce and gold all over it. It looks fucking great. But I loved it. I played it for years, and then I just kind of stopped over the last probably 4 to 5 years. And then since Switch came out, I'm absolutely just against the 3DS now.
Why?
Because there's a lot of games that are coming out for 3DS, like Luigi's Mansion, that I'm like, can you just remake those for Switch? Like they're remaking Luigi's Mansion 1 for 3DS, but not for Switch.
But, I mean, for instance, okay, so WarioWare Gold just came out like yesterday or 2 days ago or something.
Yeah, these are new games, what you're saying.
And people are saying that at first they were mad that WarioWare Gold came out for 3DS because they're like, Switch is the new thing. Like, why are you still making it for old console? But then they played it on 3DS and they said like, oh, like this works perfectly here. Like this wouldn't work as well on the Switch.
Okay. And I understand that. But a game like Luigi's Mansion, which was literally made for a fucking TV console,
right?
You can't tell me that that's not going to be better on Switch.
It may or may not be, but I mean, the truth remains that there is a lot of good shit on the 3DS as there is.
What I will say also is the 3DS has a certain mechanic, having the touch screen along with the other screen, and they use that for a lot of different mechanics on these games that are made specifically for 3DS, so I get that. So maybe you always keep a 3DS like handheld console. You still make games like for Game Boy and like you would back in the day. My whole thing is, I get there's going to be games for the 3DS.
Yeah.
Specifically, and that's fine if you want to do that. But you have to update that. If you're going to do that, you have to update the 3DS to something at some point down the road. Or maybe it just is like, it ends up becoming like the oldest console that's still in fucking practice. That would be crazy. But, you need to like bring some of these games to the Switch that could, if they can work on both, bring it to the Switch, because the Switch is just a more powerful device that can handle things better. It can go direct, I mean, I don't have to fucking sell you on a Switch. You know what it does.
Well,
I don't know. What do you think?
For one, I know that the 3DS is backwards compatible with DS games. Between the two consoles, there's over 3,000 games, as far as I know. And a lot of
I can't whistle, but I tried.
And a lot of the recent 3DS games are like really good ones, like Mario Maker and Kirby Triple Deluxe and the Mario and Luigi games, Animal Crossing. I mean, and they have like a whole Nintendo Select category with like 20 games in it you can get for $20, and they're awesome games. Like if you can't afford a Switch, like get a 3DS and you're set. Yes. Like you're good. Like there's a ton of shit. And they just released Mario Party Top 100. Didn't get great reviews, but I mean that's like a game we wish we had on Switch. And like, yeah, we're gonna get a Mario Party soon, but I mean there's a lot of good stuff on it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for Mario Party. That's gonna be so great. It comes out, doesn't it come out right before I go to
Does it?
New York?
Oh, that would be perfect.
I think it does. And that's what I'm saying. Like that would be. I remember something's coming out right before I come. to New York, that is. And yeah, that's exciting.